Welcome, curious minds, to a world of knowledge and discovery. Thank you for joining us today as we dive into St. James Church, Hamburg. St. James Church is one of the 5 principal churches Hauptkirchen of Hamburg. In 1529, it became a Lutheran church. It is located directly in the city centre, has a 125 meters tall tower and features a famous organ by Arp Schnitger from 1693. It is dedicated to St. James the Greater and often incorrectly referred to in English as St. Jacob's. Moving forward, we'll be taking a closer look at history. The history of the church goes back to 1255 when St. James was a small Roman Catholic chapel located outside the Hamburg city walls. After these were extended in 1260, it became part of the Hamburg city territory. It is now in the heart of the city, hidden behind one of the main shopping streets Minkebergstraße. Between 1350 and 1400, the chapel was replaced by a whole church with 3 naves, similar to St. Peter's. Around 100 years later, a 4th nave was added to the south side of the structure. The sacristy in the northeast also comes from this time 1438 and is today Hamburg's only example of secular Gothic architecture. From 1806 to 1813, when Hamburg was occupied by Napoleonic troops, the church was used mainly as stables. The second tower, erected in after the previous one had become dilapidated, was destroyed in 1944, along with the rest of the church building, by bombing during World War II. Only the historic interior furnishings were saved. It was not until 1963 that St. James re-emerged, built to the medieval design, albeit with a modern spire. In the upcoming portion, we'll be dissecting notable features to gain a comprehensive understanding of its implications. The building sits a few meters east of the 10th meridian east longitude, which runs through the city centre. The famous Arp Schnitger organ of 1693 in the West Gallery, with 60 registers and around 4,000 pipes, is the largest Baroque organ in Northern Europe. From 1989 to 1993, the organ was completely restored, and since its rededication at Easter 1993 it can be heard every Sunday during services. The 34 pictures in the organ gallery are the works of Otto Wagenfeld and Joachim Lunt. They were created to portray the Bible in illustrations which everyone could appreciate and understand. St. James has 3 medieval altars, the Holy Trinity altar in the main choir c. 1518, the St. Peter altar in the first south nave 1508, and the St. Luke altar in the second south nave 1500 that originally comes from the Hamburg Cathedral. The St. Luke altar was built by the former Guild of St. Luke. All 3 were built originally to serve as Roman Catholic altars. Also worthy of notice is the minister's room, which originally served as a library. Since 1543, it has been the collection room of the cathedral ministers, and was remodeled in 1710. The ceiling murals, with their civic virtues, show the importance of maintaining parish to the city regiment. They were painted, like the landscape paintings on the wall, by Johann Moritz Riesenberger. Coats of arms on the walls name the pastors, vicars, and jurors who have served the parish since the 16th century. Let's zoom in on windows and understand its implications. The stained glass windows are the work of Charles Crodel, who also created the windows of St. Matthew's Church in Winterhude and those of St. Mary's Church in Fallstal. The windows depict in the main important events in the ecclesiastical year, viz. Annunciation, Christmas, Passion, Good Friday, Easter, Pentecost. Brace yourself for a deep dive into burials as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. Matthias Weckmann. I appreciate your time and I'm grateful for every like, comment, and share.